Now let's look at Southampton and Sheffield. And maybe it's time to start making calls whether we are going to see managers being sacked this match day 12. Southampton, Sheffield United. SP, what do you think of this fixture?
Steve, the Premier League this season has been interesting. A couple of weeks back, I looked at the table and Southampton was sitting pretty on
At
top
the
of the league.
at the top.
And those things you look at and you wonder how they got there, but eventually they will come more.
They say
I think
they say they say it's like when you see a chicken on top of on top of the table. You just know that at some point it will drop down.
yeah. So I still don't know what Southampton are doing in fifth place. It tells you how the league is looking right now, and I believe we are about to get into what Fergie used to call squeaky bum time. Game after game after game. I have a soft spot for Sheffield United. They've been playing well. They've been doing what they were doing last season. They just can't score. The biggest problem has been scoring, and so I expect Chris Wilder to go back to the drawing board, go back to the basics of football. And this for me is where I see Sheffield, starting to. I know this will go against everyone in the group, but I think Sheffield, their season begins this weekend. Of course, for selfish reasons, and so I'm gonna go. Um, it's hard, especially now that Danny Ings is back, man. It's difficult for me to say this. But I'll go Southampton 1, Sheffield 2. I know I'll regret it, but yes, Southampton 1, Sheffield 2.
Okay. Giddy, what do you think of the fixture? Southampton,
No,
Sheffield.
yes, I think Simon is right. He's going to regret it because uh, Sheffield are not Manchester United that you will score two goals in the first half and then you are coming back 3-2. No, Sheffield will suffer by the way. And I've 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 been keen about Southampton this season apparently because for obvious reasons that where I was supposed to take my energies. Someone came there and said I should not take my energies there. But I think Simon, you are very right to be scared. Danny Ings is back. Um, Southampton have a way to play. They know what they are doing. Everybody knows their positions very right. They are doing a pressing game. Of course, there are concerns that they can't maintain that game for 90 minutes. We saw them against United. They were the better side first half, but they could not maintain that over 90 minutes. But again, against Sheffield, who currently look like they can't win a game, uh, I bet that they will not win this one. And it will be the reverse of what. And if you look at my predictions, it's always 2-1 for Southampton. If you maintain 2-1 for Southampton, my friends, you'll be getting 40 points every day because they will score goals, but they will concede apparently a goal somewhere because they normally tire because the game they are playing is a lot of intensity. Um, so towards the 85th minutes, 80 minutes around sometime there, they will tire and they will concede. But it, again, I give 2-1 to Southampton. They are so good. They know what they are doing. The manager has already passed the message there, and sometimes when you look for that win so much, sometimes you don't get it. Yeah.
Okay, Josiah, what do you think of the fixture?
So,
Southampton.
Steve, if you are looking for the first manager to be sacked, okay.
It's Chris Wilder. Josiah, what do you think of this fixture?
This is the week. This is the week Chris is going. Sadly, he's one of the most exciting managers that not exciting in terms of the game, but exciting in terms of listening to him, because he's very honest about his assessment. He's very honest about how his team has performed, very honest and not biased at all about favors he might get from VAR, or, when things don't go so well for him. He's the most honest manager, close to the West Brom manager, and who else? There are like three.
And Arteta.
And?
Arteta.
No.
Arteta is long term, my dear.
That guy is so biased. So my point is, Chris is going. Sheffield, for lack of a better way of putting it, they won't score that game. I think Danny Ings is coming in on form. I think it's a 2-0 win for Southampton. They are due a clean sheet very soon. Gidi has been winning this by saying 2-1. I think I watched Sheffield try and score a goal, and the goal that was scored by McBurney, I think that's his name, was even forcing it. He jumped on top of people. They were really, really looking for it. But I honestly believe that 90-minute goal by Vardy just killed all the momentum. If they got 1 point going to this game, I would have said they will come with a fighting chance. I watched, and I think the cameramen and the directors of the Premier League are so mean. I watched the video of Vardy running while Chris was, squatting, and that whole look, and you could tell, like, you know what, you guys, Vardy, you have killed me. You have killed my season.
Just a second.
Yes.
A second. Did it remind you of Pep Guardiola when he was squatting when he was being beaten 4-0 by Everton? I think it was almost.
Yes.
It was almost the same as that.
So for me, Chris Wilder, when SP thinks that they are going to wake up from here, I think now they are asleep, they are dead. Done. Vardy killed him. Done. So for me, it can be 2+. So for me, I'll go with a minimum of 2, but it can be more than that. You know what? Like I'm saying, I saw Egan, I think he's the defender. Vardy started running in the middle of the pitch, and you can't even kick the guy, as in.
No, even pull a shot, basically.
Yeah,
it was
pull the shot, do something.
And it's stoppage time. You get a yellow, you get a sending off, and then you get your team a point. What are you?
Yeah, so for me, it was good. So they would wake up from Southampton. I know Southampton very well. There's a guy called, if you look at the way they shape from the back, and Walcott there with his runs, I don't see what Sheffield are going to do. So for me, it's a 2-0 win at the minimum 2 for Southampton.
Okay, my prediction, Southampton to win is 3-1 and Chris Wilder to lose the job. And,
very simple.
And of course, also there is, looking at it from the form book, Southampton are good. They will score. Danny Ings will score. I think Theo Walcott will also score, and Sheffield might get a goal. But from the fan point of view, I also want people to maintain their lane. Let people now maintain their lane. The teams in the bottom 3, let them remain where they are, so that we get
for selfish reasons.
We get the.
Of course, Walcott will do us a favor.
we get the shape. We get the shape of relegation. Okay.
That is funny.
Okay, now let's go to Crystal Palace versus high flying Jose Mourinho, Tottenham. SP, what do you think of this fixture?
I'll keep it short and sweet. I see Spurs continuing their good run. 2-0.
2-0 Spurs. Giddy?
Yeah, in fact,
yeah.
I I won't be that short. Of course, I'm coming late, so I have a lot to say. I was preparing my notes. But anyway, Mourinho is going to go using the same approach. We have seen his 7 principles, which of course worked so well with Arsenal. Like you are vulnerable when you have the ball. You are scared when you have the ball. You can maintain your I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You maintain your shape when you don't have the ball. So Mourinho has shown that he can win games using that kind of structure. He's going to use it again because it has worked. You don't change what is working. And the thing here is, if you just let Harry Kane being a number 10, you just allow him to be that sort of dream number 10 that is becoming right now, to supply those balls there. They are going to punish Crystal Palace. And this is a derby. Harry Kane is a guy who really thrives on derbies. And in Son, I said this in the beginning of the season that Son will be up there in terms of the golden boots. Guys were maybe didn't believe what I was talking about, but I saw that even in the beginning of the season with Southampton, the connection between these two guys is just unbelievable, because Ken gets the ball, he's just thinking about Son. Son gets the ball, Ken, where's Ken? Because that is the quality that is there. For me, this is about quality. You're comparing Zaha with Son and Benteke with Arken. You know what the result will be. So for me, that's 3-1 to Spurs.
3-1 to Spurs. Josiah?
Short and sweet, 2-0. Crystal Palace can't score to save their lives for this game. Spurs are too good defensively. They won't concede. They are high flying. 2-0. 2-0 to Spurs.
2-0 to Spurs. My prediction 1-3. Of course, Spurs with 3 and Crystal Palace. Zaha may just get something out of, but Spurs will win it. So 3-1. Fulham, Liverpool. SP.
Fulham Liverpool. I think this might be the easiest game of the weekend to predict. However, with the Spurs, with the Fulham fans back in the stadium, you're not sure what to expect. However, I don't think with the way Mourinho is going, I don't think Klopp will want to drop any further points against teams that he should be beating, and he'll have the luxury of playing after Jose has played. So I expect a thrashing. 4-0.
4-0 thrashing. Giddy?
I think there's a time, SP said, this is the time that we are going to get a shocker when Liverpool withdraw Brighton. So I'll be so right to just copy paste what he's saying right now because he seems to get it right with Liverpool. But I'll just take one goal out of that 4-0 to be 3-0 to Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool. Josiah?
Sweet 3-0. Mane is back. Mane will score again. Jota will score again. And a surprise defender or midfielder, 3-0. Fulham can't save themselves from this one.
It seems, Josiah, you want to copy paste Giddy. Are you looking for the 40 points? Anyway.
No, Josiah copy pasted me because I copy pasted SP. That is wisdom.
Okay.
Then such predictions with me, so that SP and Giddy can copy us as we.
Okay. Now let me stand on my own. Liverpool to win it 4-1. Eh? The margin is 3.
Still 3-0.
Yes, but the accurate score 4-1 for Liverpool.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, now let's look at there is this 6-pointer match.
Relegation 6-pointer.
Relegation 6-pointer. Arsenal versus Burnley. Let me start with SP. And also
start with Josiah.
Start with Giddy.
No, let me start with SP.
Giddy.
Okay.
Okay, Steve. I'm tempted to say we'll have a surprise this weekend and have an Arsenal win, but I don't see that happening. So I think Burnley have been playing well, so I'll go for a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Okay, Giddy, what's your take on this fixture? And do you think someone might lose the job at the end of the fixture?
Now.
I should have predicted before Gideon. Anyway.
Yeah, let me give Josiah that chance to
Okay,
do that.
Josiah, go ahead before Gideon.
So I'm being objective here. I watched Arsenal play against Spurs, and especially the second half, and I think Arsenal is going to win this game. 2-1 win to Arsenal. I'm being very, very objective here. I would actually want Arsenal to draw or lose if it's possible, because I like Burnley and some of their players and their coach. But it's a 2-1. Arsenal can't lose another game at home. It's not possible. So for me,
4 in a row.
This is going to buy Arteta some more time for us to see some thrashing from Chelsea and the likes. So yeah. So for me, I'll be happy with a 3-pointer by Arsenal.
Okay, Giddy, what do you think of the once great invisible Arsenal?
This will be my very, very much honest opinion. I think Sean Dykes will be looking at this game and will be thinking, if he's going to survive this league, then this has to be 3 points, because for simple reasons. If you can't, for example, things like set pieces, you'll be looking there and thinking, you make decent crosses there. I think guys like Wood and Barnes will be at the end of those crosses. So there is a chance for Burnley. The problem here is how you have introduced the game, relegation 6-pointer. The problem is Arteta thrives on trophies. This is a trophy for Arsenal, basically. They'll be thinking, if we lose this one, we are down there. So if you just put Arteta in a condition where he's thinking about the trophy, he's thinking about a knockout, he's thinking about such kind of games, then he does thrive. And I think apparently I'll go with what Josiah is saying in terms of 2-1 for Arsenal, just for the simple reason that Arteta knows so well, as I know, that he's gonna lose the job if he doesn't win this one. I don't want him to lose the job because of one simple reason. We should be building. We have seen changing managers is not the solution, because you need to bring in, you need him to get transfer windows basically, and to begin saying these are my own players and stuff like that. But I think I won't be surprised, and I have to repeat, I won't be surprised if we surrender the 3 points this coming weekend. But my prediction, based on what I've seen Arteta do when it comes to trophies, because it's a trophy, he's going to get the 3 points, 2-1. Arsenal.
Okay, my take. If I look at I normally try to predict also based on.
Steve, don't spoil it. We have 2 predictions for Arsenal, please.
I normally predict going by the history of the club. And Arsenal and Burnley, they've always been too close to call. And Arsenal always win it in the nick of time. I remember when Koscielny scored last-minute goal, when people were saying, is it a handball? I remember at some point, Arsenal twice scored a penalty with almost the last kick of the match. So this game tends to be so close to call. But if it's a team that the likes of Oba, Willian, they should be on the score sheet, it's Burnley. But unfortunately, they won't get the ball to score. They won't be fed by the likes of Ceballos. The midfield is so shambolic that I don't see anything changing. All in all, Arsenal will get the point. Will get 3 points actually. They will win it in the nick of time. So history will repeat itself. It's going to be so tense. Players will go all out in the second half, and maybe one goal, because for Arsenal nowadays to score 2 goals, where will they create those scoring chances? So you look at it that way, and maybe it will just be one off, one cross, maybe a VAR thing, but it's going to be so close, 1-0 in the nick of time.